Welcome to Hustle with Drew. Today's video I'm going to talk about the good and the bad about the honor box vending business. And if you stick around towards the end of the video, I'm going to take you guys with me to collect from my best location. The first bad thing about the business is how often the boxes get damaged. You'll be surprised, it happens very, very often. And you'll find yourself with boxes that are like completely smashed down, like this top right here. What businesses do is they think they're helping you out by taking your box off the counter once it's sold out and putting it underneath the counter or somewhere in a tight space. So what they do is they fold it down. And what that does, it just, this part becomes floppy and it doesn't really look that good. So what I've noticed is I just put lollipops right here once the insert's in, and it kind of keeps this held up. You can also, tape it up or put like a stick here to hold it up. But, it's just really annoying and it just happens very, very often. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is theft. Theft and the boxes getting ruined fast is probably the two biggest negatives about the business. Theft is going to happen every location. I have never once been to collect a box and had all of the money there. It's been close. I think at one time it was like $1 off, but a lot of times people will think it's free since they see the charity, so they'll take it, and it's inevitable. It's going to happen. The good thing about the business is the price of the lollipops and the candy that you put in the box. Since it's so cheap, it offsets the theft. But obviously, if we're talking about bad, there is theft, so it's just part of the business. Another bad thing about the business are the locations and how slow some of the locations can be. There's sometimes where I'll get a location, I expect it to do really well, and 2 weeks go by, I come to collect, and maybe 5 lollipops are gone, and it's just that's such a bummer. You land a location, you think it's gonna do really good, and it just totally sucks. And also part of that can be people move your box around. So if you get, your box, obviously you want it really close to a register if it's in a business. That way there's always an employee around, and when people go to pay, they'll have your box right next to them, and that usually equals to, higher sales, obviously. But, a lot of times people move the box and it just sucks. Sometimes locations can really, really be slow. Another bad thing about the business, and I know this is probably just me, I hope that I don't sound ungrateful or just like, I don't know, it's just maybe it's petty, but one thing I do not like, and I think is a bad thing, is having all of the change. It's just so much change, and I know I sound so stupid saying this, but you're gonna get a lot of singles, and I notice on my days where I collect, all day I'm counting the money. At the end of the day, my hands literally hurt. I promise you guys, I'm not bragging, it's a real thing. Folding out the bills, getting them flat, because every time someone puts $1 in, they usually crumple it up and they put it in the box. Your hands start to hurt, and I've noticed after a day of collecting, my hands are just very tight and I don't know. But that's definitely, I have to mention that. So it is a real thing. It's a good problem to have, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely an issue. Another thing I want to bring up that I don't think I've ever heard anyone on YouTube talk about is what people say. The negative people around you. For instance, I've had plenty of people around me tell me things about this business, saying things like, oh, this sounds like a scam, it sounds like you're ripping people off, and just stuff like that. They're just being super negative because they're thinking I'm taking advantage of a charity, which could be the further thing from it. My response is always, number one, well, how much do you donate? Have you ever done anything for breast cancer research? And the answer is always no. That's one thing. I've learned now not to even say that because it just starts a confrontation. My response is just, well, I always explain it to them how I'm going to explain it to you guys. My response is, well, look, regardless if I make money this month from these boxes, I have to pay these royalty fees regardless. So I could make $0 from this here on out, and I will be charged regardless. If these charities weren't okay with the honor boxes, they wouldn't have a program. Another bad thing about the business is the driving. You're going to be doing a ton of driving if you build a decent sized route, and I found out that if you're not really calculated and you don't prepare, you can definitely spend and waste a lot of time trying to find the best route to get your boxes. So if you're going to be taking this serious, make sure you go on Google Maps and you enter every single location that you have and figure out the best route. Because Because when I first started off, I didn't know any of this. There was really no content online that went into about like finding, the best route so you save time and gas. Yeah, I wasted so much. I would go like here, rather than finding the best route. Also, a bad thing about this business is you will lose locations easy. There's nothing you can do. It's out of your control. A lot of times, business owners will just come through. Maybe they didn't even see it or approve the for that box to be there. Half the time, it's an employee that just says yes. You may get a month, 2 months, but let's say the owner comes through and sees the box. They'll just call you up and say, hey, come pick up your box. I didn't approve this. And you come pick it up. Don't worry, just because it's easy to lose a location, it's twice as easy to get a location. So there is some balance here. So you might lose one, but you can easily get 2 more. Another thing that's bad about the business is dealing with all of the trash. So this right here is a 100 pack lollipop box. I get mine from Sam's Club currently. And this right here will fill up about 1 box. I usually put 1.5 in my boxes. But, I have about 50 locations right now, and when you have 50 of these, it just adds up. So it's annoying, but, it's part of the business. So that's going to be all for the bad things. Let's bring this video to a more positive vibe, and let's talk about the good things about this business. And to me, the number one thing that I love about this business is how easy it is to get locations. So let's take this box, for instance. Look how small it is. How easy it is to put lollipops or whatever candies you want to put in here. This box is super small, it's portable, and it is freaking easy to get this into a location. I literally just bring the box with me, walk into a location, and I just say this. Hi, my name's Andrew. Is it okay if I left this here? That's all I say. I don't say anything else. If they say no, I just pick the box up, walk next door, and I ask the same question. If they say yes, I just, I put it down closest to the register if it's in a business. And I just say thank you. I'll be here in about a week to just make sure there's fresh pops, and that's it. I walk out. And then of course, if they ask questions, answer the questions. And I always like to mention that there is no liability. If anything happens to the box or people steal, that's totally okay. It just happens, and you guys aren't liable. We're just grateful that you're letting us put a box here. Another good thing about the business is how affordable it is to get started. If you're a fan of the channel, or if you've watched any of the videos about me and the businesses I'm in, that's the number one thing. How cheap can I get started, and how fast can I make my money back? With this business, I think it'll take you 2 collections to get your money back if you are locating decent locations. I'm talking about average, $10 profit collections. If you have great collections like the one that I'm going to show you at the end of the video, you could literally make your money back and more money from that, like profit, in just one collection for sure. And again, I'm going to leave the links to buy the boxes in the description. I don't get paid from this company. They don't even know who I am or anything. I just absolutely love the look of the box. As far as boxes go, this one is probably made the best. And I, like I said, the fact that they take the money from my bank account every month, regardless if I'm making money or not, I absolutely love. And to me, it legitimizes the honor box vending business. A lot of other people that sell boxes, and I'm not throwing any shade or anything or calling anyone out, they'll sell you the boxes and then they rely on your honesty. And to me, I feel you're just opening up a can of worms. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that buy the boxes and don't donate. And to me, I wish that every company would, have contracts set up like Sheridan System does. So again, if you want to get started, link in the description. Another great thing about the business is it's an all cash business. Yes, it may be in the form of quarters, pennies, nickels, and crumpled up dollar bills, but whatever, cash is cash. Another great thing about this business is you don't need a website, you don't need social media, and not having a website is going to save you money. If you build your websites yourself, it's also going to take you time. Instagram, Facebook, all of that is not needed. These business owners aren't going to go online and want to see your Instagram. I've never once had anyone ask me for social media or a website when going into a business trying to locate places for my honor boxes. So that's a definite plus. Another great thing about this business is it's a great way to get started into vending. There's so many different types of vending, you guys. There's the honor box, there is the candy machines that, you know, where you put the quarters in and it spits out candy. There's toy machines, claw machines, and then you have the higher end, which would be the full line snack and soda machines. There's also ice cream machines and food machines, but you get the point. It's a great way to get started because it's affordable, like I mentioned earlier. Easy to get locations. You know, it allows you to build some confidence, and also too, it's a great way when you lose locations. How do you deal with that? You know, what do you say to owners when they call you and they tell you to pick up a box, or when they call you and they're like, hey, why is this box here? It's just a great way to learn. And it's, you know, again, it's the cheapest way to learn. So that is huge if you're like wanting to get into the full line, but it's definitely the easiest way to get started. So that's all for this part of the video about the bad, the good. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to take you guys along with me to collect from one of my best locations. It is a Mexican restaurant, and let's go ahead and get in the car and let's collect. Alright, so now we're down the street, parked in some shade. I'm going to open up the box to see how much we made for the collection. And this location, I think I was here 5 days ago, 6 days ago. As you can see, there's barely any pops. I put about a box and a half, so it's about $15 worth of lollipops inside of this box. And yeah, let's go ahead and open it up. Let me see real quick. Yeah, we have about like 9 pops in here, so alright. Cut open the zip tie. Damn, let me count this real quick. Alright, so we have $46 in bills. Let me count the change real quick so we can get the exact total. So we have $54 and, let me see, 32 cents. This one location is $40 profit for 6 days collection. And obviously, you know, I minus the cost of lollipops and the small fee that you have to pay, the royalty fee for the box. And obviously a little bit for gas, but gas would literally, I can't even say I spent $1 worth of gas. So, you know, let's just assume 7 days, $40 for 1 week. We're looking at what, $160 a month just from one location. Let's do the math, right? Let's say 180 times 12. That means I am doing about 2,160 throughout the year from one location. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys maybe learned something, or maybe got encouraged to get started yourself. Like I mentioned before, this is the best way to get started in the vending business. And that's going to be it. Make sure you're subscribed. I make new videos every Monday, every Wednesday, and Friday. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video.